Imagine Paris with no Eiffel Tower, no wide, straight boulevards, no clean postcard angles, just stone, smoke, and a river that carries everything trade, people and waste. And if you stay with me, we're going to walk through a Paris that feels alive, beautiful in places, brutal in others. A city still wearing its medieval skin as the modern world begins to press in. This is Paris in the 1800s, not the Paris you know, the Paris that came before the skyline was rewritten. At the beginning of the 19th century, Paris is shaped by water and stone. The Seine cuts through the city like an artery moving goods between crowded banks, reflecting rooftops that seem to lean toward the water, as if the entire city is trying to drink from it. From above, Paris looks dense and uneven, slate rooftops pressed together in a tight pattern. Chimneys breathe smoke into a pale sky, and above it all, church spires rise where modern towers do not. There is no single iron monument to dominate the horizon. Paris is still defined by its age, by what time has built, and what time has not yet erased. But the real Paris isn't in the skyline, it's down where the city breathes at street level. The river is the city's heartbeat. Along the quays, men unload barrels and crates with practiced rhythm. Wood scrapes stone, rope tightens, carts rattle, small boats drift close to the embankments, their hulls dark against the water. The Seine doesn't just move goods, it moves the city's mood. Bridges connect neighborhoods like stitched seam stone arches, worn smooth by feet, carts, and time. On the river's edge, you can hear Paris before you see it, the steady hum of a city packed into itself. A constant sound made from thousands of small movements happening at once. A vendor calls out prices near the quay. A worker answers with a shake of the head. A horse snorts, impatient, harness creaking. Follow the river a little farther because the streets ahead will feel like a different world. Step away from the water and the streets tighten. Many lanes are narrow, irregular and shadowed, shaped more by centuries than by planning. Here, the city wasn't designed in a straight line. It grew like something organic, twisting, folding, compressing. Stone buildings lean toward each other across the street. Upper floors hang outward, reducing the sky to a thin ribbon above. At ground level, shop fronts spill into the road-hanging signs, stacked goods, baskets of fruit, bundles of wood. The city moves at the pace of hooves and footsteps. No engines, no horns, just the hard sound of wheels over cobblestones and the constant shuffle of bodies. A horse-drawn carriage passes wheels, striking the cobbles with a hard, rhythmic sound. A worker pushes a handcart, shoulders tense, eyes fixed ahead. A woman carries a wrapped bundle close to her chest, weaving through the crowd as if she has done it 1,000 times. In the gaps between buildings, smoke slicks from chimneys and windows, darkening the stone over time. The smell of bread and ash mixes with damp air rising from the river. And here's the detail most people forget. Paris is not built for space. It is built for pressure. Paris in the 1800s is not a city of open air. It is a city of compression, people stacked above people, families living above shops, and lives layered floor upon floor. Inside a single building, you might find commerce at street level, and crowded rooms above rooms divided by thin walls, heated by small fires, shared by many. Footsteps overhead, voices through plaster, someone coughing in the next room late into the night. Privacy here is rare, silence is rarer. In a city this tight, even light becomes valuable. In narrow alleys, sunlight enters in angled shafts, striking stone for a moment before disappearing. Laundry hangs above head height, strung between windows where space can be found. Water drips from ledges. A dog scavenges near a pile of waste. A doorway opens and closes quickly, as if warmth inside must not escape. But Paris isn't only survival, it's also power, ancient, heavy, and always watching. In the old heart of Paris, the medieval city still holds its ground. Notre-Dame stands on the Île de la Cité, a giant of stone already ancient, watching over the river. Its towers define the skyline not with height alone, but with permanence. Around it, streets twist and tighten. Markets gather. Clerks, craftsmen, and laborers cross paths in the shadow of the cathedral's presence. Nearby, the Louvre exists in another form, long before the world knows it as a modern museum, filled with tourists and glass pyramids. Here, it is part palace, part institution, part symbol. Paris does not always display its power with spectacle. Often it holds it in stone, in architecture, in guarded gates, in controlled spaces, and sometimes power shows itself without saying a word. Authority is visible in small ways. A uniformed figure stands near a busy crossing, watching the flow of people with practiced stillness. A patrol moves through the crowd, not rushing, but present an unspoken reminder that order is maintained and that the city belongs to more than those who live in it. But daily life is stronger than control. The markets continue, the shouting continues, the bargaining continues. A butcher's stall draws a line of waiting hands, knuckles white on baskets. A man glances at the price and looks away. A woman steps forward anyway because meals don't wait for better times. A baker carries fresh loaves past a doorway where a child sits in the dust, observing everything. The steam from the bread rises for a moment and then vanishes into the street air. As if the city consumes it, a street performer gathers a small circle music, rising briefly, then dissolving back into noise. Look closer because Paris is two cities at once. The social divide becomes visible in details. Some streets are cleaner, some doorways wider, some windows decorated with care. In wealthier quarters, clothing appears sharper, layered, deliberate coats cut to fit, hats shaped with purpose, shoes polished to a quiet shine. In poorer lanes, fabric is rougher and worn, patched where it can be patched. Shoes are thin, hands are stained. The city does not hide its inequality. It builds it into the street. Even the sound changes from one neighborhood to the next. In some areas, footsteps feel lighter. In others, the street itself seems to groan under the weight of bodies, carts, and hunger. And yet, Paris keeps moving. Now stay with me, because Paris changes most when the sun goes down. At night, Paris becomes another city. Street lighting is limited. The darkness is heavier. Oil lamps and early gaslight cast small pools of glow, leaving most of the street in shadow. Footsteps echo, carriages move like silhouettes, voices carry farther than faces. A corner that felt ordinary in daylight now feels uncertain. A doorway looks deeper, a narrow alley looks like a decision you can't take back. And yet, the city does not sleep. In taverns, men drink and argue, voices rising, hands striking tables, laughter turning sharp without warning. In small rooms above shops, families settle into crowded spaces. Blankets pull tight, a pot warming near a small flame, someone whispering, careful not to wake the others. Some neighborhoods hold quiet, others hold danger. Paris is not a single experience. It is many cities stacked into one. So what holds it together? The answer is the same as the beginning. From above, the pattern returns. The Seine curves through the center. Bridges connect the packed districts. The skyline is a forest of chimneys and spires. The streets form a dense web, shaped by centuries of decisions made without a blueprint. This is Paris before the wide boulevards, before the great redesigns, before the city becomes the modern postcard. It is a Paris trapped between eras still medieval in its bones, yet moving toward a new century of ideas, industry, and change. A city of stone and smoke. A city of pressure and movement. A city alive with labor, culture, and survival. This is Paris in the 1800s. Not the Paris of souvenirs and bright monuments, but the Paris that existed before the skyline was rewritten. And that's what makes this version of Paris so haunting. Because it isn't a fantasy. It's a real city full of real lives caught in the moment, just before the world reshapes it. If you want more reconstructions like this, subscribe to Time Back History. And tell me in the comments what city and what year should we visit next.